Oh wow. Okay, can we just talk about how good my skin looks right now? Hi guys, welcome to Emmarie Lane, where my goal is to help you feel beautiful inside and out and remind you that you are enough, and hopefully save you some money if I can. I've been on the hunt for a good, affordable primer for forever, and so I thought I'd do this video and pick 3 primers based on reviews and also what they do, obviously. So I have some special combination skin. I get very oily and also a lot of dry patches in the same areas, and so I have a really hard time finding good face products that don't either make me oily or dry me out, and I thought maybe starting at the base would be good. So I've got 3 primers here. All the primers I tried have at least 4 stars on Amazon with a decent amount of reviews and are all under $15, which I feel like that's like the most expensive you get at a drugstore, or like drugstore prices, so that was my goal when I was searching for a primer. So I wanted to test these 3 primers out on 3 different foundations. One is the Physicians Formula the Healthy Foundation. This is my favorite foundation I've ever used. And then the next one is LA Girl Pro Coverage High Definition Longwear Luminous Foundation. There's a big mouthful. And this is one that sometimes it works for my skin and sometimes it doesn't, depending on the weather and how oily my skin is that day. It's long lasting, but it's not my absolute favorite. And then this one, people might be kind of sad at me, but my skin just doesn't like this foundation. It's the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear up to 24 hour, and I totally understand why people would like it, but my skin doesn't. Only place I'm powdering my face is under my eyes because I know no matter what they will crease. And no setting spray either. I'm gonna put these primers to the test. So the first primer we have is the Rimmel London Stay Matte Mattifying Foundation. This also is the cheapest with the most product, so bonus. I always start with the nose because I'm most curious. Wow. Okay, that did a really good job. I have a lot of acne like underneath my nose and around my nose, and normally I don't get this much all at once. Okay, this looks really good. So starting out with the favorite. This primer runs for $5.97 on Amazon. It has shine control, pore minimizing properties, hydrating feel, and also smooths the skin. Okay, everything looks really good. I'm shocked how good everything looks, especially around my nose. I thought my nose would be just like a total mess, but it's not at all. It would be if I were to use this foundation alone or just with like my normal like long-lasting primer. This one kind of just like helped the makeup stay on a little bit better, but it really didn't do much more than that. But it was the only one I really liked out of all the ones I tried so far. Until now. So surprised. Okay, I'm gonna put the rest of my makeup on. I'm shocked. This looks so good. I like don't have words. I'm just gonna say this right now. All makeup I try, I totally like, I'm not biased, or I try really hard not to be. I really didn't expect this to do this well. It looks so good. I have the dry patch on my nose right here, and you can't even see it. It's huge. Like any of my normal primers I would have used, it would have just been like, I'm just gonna deal with it. This is amazing. I do have a little bit of redness poking through right here, but that's the foundation because I'm trying to go lighter on my nose because it's having such a hard time. It's not the primer. It's not the, like, primer doesn't deal with redness, so you gotta ignore that. I have lots of thoughts and feelings. So, I am impressed. I have been pleasantly surprised with this primer, but it's not perfect by any means. It was doing actually pretty good up until about like 9 hours in. Like, that's really impressive, especially for my skin. And then I started noticing my smile lines and lines over in this region were creasing pretty bad, just kind of out of nowhere. And then like an hour or 2 after that, my nose was just like a mess. If I go like this right now, like if I were to do this, the foundation would just completely come off on my finger and there would just be grease. But I didn't start noticing any oil buildup until that point, which was pretty awesome. But now that it's here to stay. It's very patchy, very separated. It's a lot of things that are not the prettiest when we're talking about foundation. It dry patches a little bit, not as much as it could have, especially for something that helps fight oil. One thing I do want to try tomorrow, even though I said I wanted to stay away from a powder, I specifically just want to powder the areas that creased just to see if that would help at all or if that's just what happens. But I will only powder those areas and under my eyes. because we might as well just find out, right? So I didn't time this video exactly right, and I ended up having to split my face in half with just this primer. I didn't do it on any of the other primers, and do a foundation on each side, and I couldn't really tell a difference when I applied both foundations. Like there wasn't a huge texture difference or like coverage difference or anything like that. This is what either side looks like. I really like how this looks, which kind of surprises me, but I do. I don't know why I'm surprised at this point. I covered up everything really well. Nothing sticking to dry patches or anything like that, so everything looks really smooth. I'm gonna put the rest of my makeup on. Okay, and then this is what it looks like when we're all done. It looks great to me. I'm not complaining at all. On the LA girl side, it like slicked off my nose, which doesn't surprise me because it is a more luminous foundation and that can happen. I was really hoping the mattifying properties would help, and they did for a long time. By 9 or 10 hours in, it was a grease mess. It was gross. L'Oreal side did the exact opposite. It stuck to all my dry patches, but I didn't notice it start creasing in the areas on either side until about 10 hours in, when I noticed everything else kind of falling apart. So powdering does help. I didn't bake. Baking might help even more. I like wanted to just barely powder it, see if that would do any difference at all. And if you don't have those issues in the first place, you don't have to worry about that. Okay, next primer is the NYX Pore Filler Primer Base. Okay, number 2. Create a satin smooth finish. Minimizing appearance of enlarged pores, can be worn over, under, and without makeup. Wait, how do you wear this over makeup? It's like a peachy color. Peachy nude. Ooh, peachy nude color. Oh, dang. This is doing a pretty good job. I feel like a little does not go a long way with this, which is kind of a bummer because it only comes with 0.67 fluid ounces, whereas in like this one comes with 1 ounce and it's a lot cheaper. Runs for $6.73 on Amazon. Hey, this looks pretty good. Okay, I'm not complaining about this. Dang. Okay, I'm gonna put the rest of my makeup on. I'll be right back. I tried to go for a dark lip and I was like, nope, 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 nope. Let's put glitter on top and hope it makes it better. Okay, I am very impressed. This looks really good. Now keep in mind, this was my favorite foundation, but it still looks really good. I'm gonna go about my day and let you know what happens. Please do not pay attention to my lipstick or my hair or anything else. Just pay attention to the foundation. So I'm kind of disappointed. About 8 hours in, all of a sudden it just was a mess. I feel like my face, maybe it was more oily today than normal or something. It stuck really, really bad to the dry patches. And it's just kind of gone from my nose. My neutral areas look okay. It's definitely not where I expect to be at by the end of the day. I'm still trying to figure out how much to use of the white versus the actual foundation. Ah, there's that patch again. That's really annoying. Okay, and then this is what it looks like when we're all done. So it stuck to big dry patches a little bit, and it was also greasy. The Physicians Formula and the LA Girl looked about the same by the end of the day. I didn't really notice a huge difference. Okay, I don't like this. It's already sticking to a dry patch that I have. It's huge, and one up here too. Okay, makeup all done. If I didn't have the big dry patches that I do right now, I would probably like this a little bit better. I like the texture better than I would with primers that I've used or on its own. Really didn't like the L'Oreal one from the beginning. It stuck to my dry patches right away. I forgot to film how it looked at the end of the day, but this is definitely the worst it's ever looked. And then, last but not least, the No Problem, you know what I'm trying to say, primer. It has beautiful packaging. Can we just talk about that for a second? It's glass, the pump. It looks like a cream gel type thing. I've got my nice zit right in between my eyebrows. It feels good, first off. I don't know how I feel about the smell. It's not super strong, but it's definitely there. Oh, wow. Hold on. It's doing an amazing job filling in my pores. Wow. I don't know if you can tell a difference. There is. My skin's just like smoothed out. It's especially on the side of my nose. It's like the worst on the side of my nose. I have the biggest, most obnoxious pores ever. I'm impressed. And the smell goes away pretty quick. It runs for $13.90 on Amazon. I did have like a little coupon box on Amazon, you know what I'm talking about, where you can like click the box to add coupon. So I only paid $11.96 for it, so yay, Amazon. It's also available at Walmart, and that's the only other store that I know that it's available that it's not super expensive. If you go to pay for it at Sephora, it's like 20 bucks. So, okay, can we just talk about how good my skin looks right now? What is this? I still have my zit poking through a little bit, but that can be normal with this foundation. Like, I'm not even concerned about that. It's just, everything looks so smooth. I'm just like amazed. Okay, I'm gonna put the rest of my face on. Finished makeup. I can't remember the last time my skin looked this good. For reals though. I have no words. I'm excited. I really, really hope this works. Okay, different shirt, different background, same day, I promise. It has been 13 hours. 13 hours. I have dirt on my face. I don't know how that happened. Okay. I am so impressed. One thing you might want to know about my skin, it's just even my favorite foundation doesn't stay on all day. It just fades so well that it has become my favorite foundation. This is the best my skin has looked at the end of a long, sweaty day I've ever seen in my whole life. Does it look perfect? No. It also might be the concealer I used under my eyes and on my little zit. You can kind of see here my zit is showing just a little bit. And then there's some separation at the edges of my concealer for under my eyes. I'm a little tiny bit shiny on my nose, but like, it's still there. Most of the time my foundation is just gone by the end of the day. I'm so impressed. I'm curious to see what happens with the rest of the foundations. Yeah, it still looks amazing. My battery is about to die. Hold on. Okay, after my battery died, I just ended up finishing my makeup. I'm still in love. I have the same thoughts as yesterday. It looks great. I didn't really doubt it would look great now. I'm just curious to see what happens by the end of the day. Okay, I realized what was wrong with my makeup today. I didn't put on mascara. But let's talk about the foundation, because that's why you're here. Not as promising as yesterday, but improvement compared to using it with another primer. So about 5 hours in, I would say, I started getting some separation on the side of my nose, and then some cakiness right in between my eyebrows, and some separation around my nose. It's not as bad as it could be. It's not as good as yesterday either. Okay, this is what it looks like. I like this foundation a lot better than I've ever liked it before, if that makes sense. Like, this is the best this foundation has looked on my face. I wouldn't say it's my favorite ever, but like, if someone was like, here, this is the only foundation you get to wear with this primer, just from how it looks right now, I'd be like, okay, I'm fine with that. We'll see how it goes as the day progresses, if it does what it normally does, or if it stays like this or semi like this. Okay, so same day, different shirt. It's cold. It's not as bad, again, like yesterday, as it could be normally, especially for this foundation on my skin, but it's not that great either. It's sad, but it lasts a lot longer than it normally does. I would like to say this. Last night when I was taking off my makeup, I used like a makeup remover and a cotton pad. That is the most foundation I've ever taken off on a cotton pad before. I was super impressed. So even though it was still kind of broken up, a lot of it was still there. I cannot believe how good my skin looked. I'm just shocked. I think it's 100% worth the price. And I know that my skin didn't look perfect by the end of the day, but it looked the exact same through most of the day, which I can't normally get. And the amazing thing is that, like, even when everything started to kind of like fade and stuff, my skin still looked so smooth. It didn't make sense to me. It's like the foundation started wearing off, but the primer didn't. And normally I cannot get a 13-hour wear out of any foundation at all. And it was a lot less shiny, and I don't think it really stuck into any dry patches at all. Maybe the tiniest bit on the big one. So if you need a very cheap primer and you don't have super oily skin or super duper dry skin, well, especially more on the oily side, that this would be a really, really good option for you. I would totally recommend it, especially if you're trying to stay under like $6 or $7. And it doesn't have a smell at all. But if you have the budget for it, I highly recommend this one. My skin has never ever looked better. If you want to check out my battle of the foundations, you can click on this video. If you want to check out the vlog I just put up today, you can click right here. And if you want to subscribe, you can click right here. I love you guys so much, and don't ever forget that you are enough. Bye!